YouTube. Lisa, are you able to hear us? Okay, good deal. I couldn't hear you. All right, you ready to go?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right, want to go ahead and call our January 26th Valley Park School Board meeting to order at 7:30. If you would, please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to read the Valley Park School, or our Valley Park School District mission statement. Valley Park School District is dedicated to providing a safe and supportive environment of belonging where personalized learning experiences prepare our students holistically for limitless opportunities, empowering them to make the world a better place. To begin our meeting this evening, we'll begin with our Athletes of the Month, Mr. Hamilton.
Thank you. Yes. Does that work?
Yep.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Each month, we'll recognize two outstanding students for their athletic performance in the preceding month. Recommended by their coaches, these student athletes have excelled in their chosen discipline, and I'm extremely excited to share their accomplishments with you. Our first student athlete for the month of January is Hannah Johnson from our cheerleading squad. Hannah, would you come up? The coaches are proud to nominate Hannah Johnson. Coach Fashion says Hannah has been a cheerleader for 4 years and has maintained a positive presence on the squad. She's always willing to take the time and help her teammates when they're struggling with new material. She's been a strong base for her stunt groups, works hard for her coaches, and continues to motivate her teammates. Hannah has stepped into a leadership role this year, earning the respect of her teammates and coaches. Congratulations, Hannah, on being named a January Athlete of the Month. Our next athlete of the month is not able to join us tonight. We had a girls basketball game that we had to make up, but it is Anna Sumter. She was nominated by head coach Thomas Rawls. When asked about Anna, Coach Rawls said, Anna has shown great growth as a player and leader during her 4 years in the Lady Hawks basketball program. She's shown up ready to work and understands what role she must fill in order for us to be successful. Anna is successful in the classroom and is a great role model for our younger students to look up to. We congratulate Anna on being named a January Athlete of the Month.
Thank you, Coach Hamilton. And at this time, I'm going to ask Dr. Strieski to present our early childhood program report.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everybody. I'm excited to be here tonight to share with you a little bit about our early childhood program, as well as talk about our recommendation for tuition rates for the 22-23 school year. So I should mention that our director, Amy Hopper, was unable to be with us tonight, but she and Jill Elder, who is here tonight, both contributed to this presentation. Let's make sure this works. Okay, we have embedded lots of cute kids in this presentation because there is nothing better than cute kids. But really, honestly, our early childhood program works tirelessly every day for our youngest learners, and they're doing incredible creative things for our kids every day. So we wanted to make sure that we highlighted some of those amazing accomplishments and program highlights tonight. So we're going to talk a little bit about the program and also feature some highlights. So as you know, our current Valley Park program, we have a Wonder class, which is our AM multi-age class. Those are students who are 3 to 5 years old. We also have a morning pre-kindergarten class. Those are all students who are set to go to kindergarten the following school year. And then we also have a full day class, which is kind of a combination of our Wonder students who choose to stay for the full day, as well as our Discovery students who choose to stay. And then we also partner with Special School District, as you know, to offer special education programming in our Imagine program, as well as a peer model program in the afternoon for our Discover students. So those are our 4 programs that we offer in the Early Childhood Center, along with parents as teachers. Here's a little bit of just an outline of our 3 programs. As I said before, our Wonder program is for ages 3 to 5. It's really focused on self-confidence, creativity, socialization, and there's nobody more creative than Jill Elder. I mean, you go in there any day and it is just outstanding and amazing. Every single day, kids are using art and stories and singing to learn and really just building that love of learning, which is essential at that age. Our Discover program is our pre-kindergarten program. As I mentioned, students have to be 4 by August 1st. That way we're assured that they will be 5 for kindergarten. And it's focused on all the same creativity, cognitive, social development, but we're also working on those early literacy skills, numeracy skills, and really preparing them for that school age program that starts in kindergarten. And then our Imagine program, like I mentioned, which is run in conjunction with our special school district staff, is really focused on providing students who have individualized education plans with the support and the learning that they need at those early ages. And we're really lucky to have a peer model program. So we're able to have students who are peer models for our students who are learning different skills in the classroom. We also have smaller class sizes in that program, just to ensure that we're meeting the needs of our students. Those are our 3 programs. Here's some more cute kids, come on. One of the things that's so fantastic about our early childhood program is that we're constantly thinking of ways to bring experiences to our students. Again, we're really focusing on that engagement, instilling that love of learning. So our students this year had a book festival where book characters came. They read all the books, the book characters came and dressed up, and it was amazing. So we have a picture of that. They were able to explore a real ambulance, so they're able to meet with our public safety officers. And you know, learning's messy. It's messy, and we love that at the early childhood level. Nothing's more fun than some paint. Maybe not for adults as much as for children, but we do what we need to for our kids. And then we also had Friendship Week, where they celebrated with Rainbow Fish, which is a well-loved children's book. One of the best parts about Valley Park is we are one campus. So our high school students in the leadership class are able to come over and support our early childhood students, which is such an amazing partnership that you don't get everywhere. And then really just learning that teamwork, that cooperation, how to work with others, those critical life skills that we know students need to succeed when they begin their school age programming. The benefits of early child education are endless. I mean, I could have made a million slides on this, but we chose to focus on 4 main components. One is obviously brain development. So as we know, this is when the children's brains are the most malleable. It's when they're able to learn the most. It's when they're able to grow socially, emotionally. And not only that, but school readiness. We know that students who attend an early childhood program often are more prepared for school age learning. That's everything from cooperation, social emotional skills, as well as those academic skills, that early literacy and numeracy skills. Studies have shown all over the country that there's great economic impact for not just the students who attend early childhood programs, but for the community that offers an early childhood program. The community sees raises in revenue, and their students are much more successful in their long-term benefits. And then obviously those lifelong gains. So studies have shown that students who attended an early childhood program have higher wages than some who do not all, obviously, live healthier lives, really avoid some setbacks in life as they're set up and prepared for learning at the school age level. So there's so many benefits, but those are just a few of the benefits of early childhood education. So now I'm going to talk with you a little bit just about our current numbers in programming as we head into thinking about next year. So currently we have 59 students who are enrolled in our program. That's a combination of a little bit of everything. So we have students who come full day, we have students who come part day, we have students who come 5 days a week, we have students who come 2 days a week, we have students who come 3 days a week. I mean, you name it, we pretty much have it. So 59 students is the total number of students, but it's a combination of all those things. So as you can see here, we are moving in the right direction in terms of increasing enrollment since the pandemic, but we're not quite at that level that we were at, in 2019 19, 20. We're about 20 short still. So we're still looking to increase enrollment. As you know, we had to make some tough decisions to really consider revenue and expenditures for this program. So you know that last year we had to make some changes in staffing to meet the needs of our kids. We had less enrollment, which means we need less staffing. But you can see here that we have cut the deficit, I guess is the word I'm going to use. I don't know if that's the right money word, but that's what I'm going to say, by 2/3. So in just a year's time. So that's a great accomplishment for our program. This is not a program that looks to make money, but it's certainly a program that should be sustainable. And so we're really working towards that sustainability. So you can see here in 21, 22, we're about $49,000 in the red, which is much less than the $155,000 we were last year. As I mentioned, we had to make some tough decisions about staffing last year to accommodate our new enrollment numbers. So this is our current staffing. We have 1.5 certified teachers and 1.7 teachers assistants. One of our teacher assistants supports our early care program, which is why it's bumped up a little bit because she comes in early for that program. So when we were looking at tuition rates for next year, we really wanted to consider, again, that goal of sustainability, as well as consider just the typical average increase in costs, and really think about what did we think would be manageable for our Valley Park families, but also help us get to that sustainability level. So as you know, I'm proposing a 3% increase in tuition for next school year. And what I've shown here is just kind of what that cost will be compared to this year. So you can see how much of an increase that would be. It's obviously different depending on how much you pay, but it's all a straight across the board 3% increase. And then I also did an approximate 3% expenditure increase, just salaries, benefits, all the things that tend to increase year to year. I wanted to account for that. So it's almost like an even mix. We actually will be about $4,100 better off if we go with this than we were this year. So again, lessening that deficit that we have. But those are our recommendations. I will mention our non-resident students do pay slightly more for all of our programs. I didn't include those on here. I did include them in the board packet, but it's just a lot of numbers for one screen. And then probably one of the most important things when considering rates is considering our neighbors and how we compete with those around us. So we did talk with Parkway and Rockwood, who are our neighbors, and we are still, with a 3% increase, going to be below their tuition. So we feel like we are still offering an affordable option for our families. Parkway's is about $950 a month. They actually do the way that they calculate it is by the total 9.5 months. So that's my calculation to get to the $950. And Rockwood is a little over $1,000 per month. So we're still, and extended care is additional in all districts, as it is here as well. So if you choose extended care, you do pay a little bit more for extended care. So with our, I'm going to go back, with our proposed rate increase, we're still competitive, we feel like, in the early childhood market. We're really accounting for our costs, as well as really focusing again on that sustainability of our program long-term. We're really excited because early childhood registration is coming up in February. So we are going to begin that February 22nd. So we'll be sending out a lot of information to our community and to our families to make sure that they know we offer this amazing program for their kids. And then this summer, we're going to offer a Little Hawks preschool peekaboo. How cute is that? I know. And this is going to be a week in June. It's a half day. It's a great opportunity for families who are already registered, who would like to send their kids for a week to get acclimated to the program, get to know some of the other kids who will be in the program, as well as possible families who might be considering the program but are not quite sure. Instead of just like an open house or tours or things like that, which of course we want to do everything we can so that parents feel comfortable, we also want the kids to be comfortable. So we're going to offer a week-long peekaboo program this summer. So we're really excited about those two options coming up. I want to thank you for your time, letting us talk a little bit about our youngest learners and the amazing program that we have in our Early Childhood Center, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, great presentation. Thank you very much for covering. Couple things. I think our real competition in early childhood, though, being close to us, is probably the church up in Twin Oaks
Mhm.
that has a pretty good following,
Yeah,
and Sacred Hearts.
Mhm.
That's two. Do you know what their charges are?
I do not know what theirs is. I can look, I can find
That's
out.
probably
Yeah.
our biggest competition,
Okay.
more than Rockwood.
Yeah.
probably. And do we have a long-term plan to become sustainable? I
Yes.
know we get a little bit better there, not
Mhm.
knowing what our expenditures will be. We don't have that set in stone yet because, done with that contract time, but we do have a long-term plan to get there.
We do, and in fact, I didn't mention, all of this is based on if the exact same number of kids come that are here this year,
It
and
could be
we're
less, could be
always
more.
seeking for more, right?
Right.
So, we have some safety in our numbers right now that we can increase. But yes, we have a plan. Our goal is to be sustainable long-term. And we don't want to make money, but we also don't want to lose money.
No, I understand. That's why we want to call it sustainable.
Yep.
But, I mean, is it a 5-year plan to hit sustainability? Is it a 3-year plan? I mean, is it available? Do we know that? Do we have that in paper? Do we have that down as a goal somewhere? And do we also have someone trying to recruit students for the plan? I mean, that would be part of the goal
Yes.
to become sustainable, right?
So right now, we're actually in that process of talking about how we're gonna recruit families. So obviously, I shared that's gonna be a postcard that's sent to everybody in the community. We're also looking at doing some things a little bit differently so that we feel like families have an opportunity to come see our program. And right now, we do a lot of individual tours, which is fantastic, and we will always do that. But we also are considering an open house and some group tours and just other ways so that families feel like they can come check the program out, get their questions answered, but also really just know that it's there. I think number one is making sure people know it's available, and then number two is making sure that we can get people in to see our program, which is also why we added the Peekaboo program, the Peekaboo Week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pete, I do think it's also important to remember not knowing enough about all the programs in the area. One of the reasons we look at Parkway and Rockwood is we use certified teachers in our early childhood
Right.
programs. That is not always the case. Again, I have no idea what
Mhm.
all the programs do, but obviously Rockwood and Parkway being another public
Right.
school district. So that
And
also
some of
drives,
the-
and it also drives cost.
Right.
So there's a
Some of the
value added.
churches do and some of them don't.
Sure, yeah, sure.
But for demographic purposes, I mean,
Sure.
if we're gonna lose students from early childhood, we're gonna lose them across the street,
1000%.
not to Rockwood,
Yeah,
right?
1000%.
So if we're looking apples to apples.
Yeah.
But I mean, to get sustainable, we need some kind of plan of when we're gonna get there, just like we do with every other plan, right?
Sure.
And I think recruiting is probably better than any other cost cutting is recruiting, because we know what number it takes to get even, right? We know how many students we need. So, I mean, that's the key is recruiting.
Sure.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, I wanted to go ahead before we continue in our meeting. I just wanted to remind everybody that coming up in April is our next board elections. I know that we have all 4 of our candidates are here tonight, and I thank them for being here. We have Adam Watson and Phyllis Geary, Kim Belchamber, and Jared Graffman. We're all here tonight, and so I would invite anyone to please make sure that you get to know them before making a vote. Make sure that you talk to them. I know that we've got, I believe up on the website is is a bio, and that was also sent home in the past couple weeks. So again, thank you all for running, and good luck to you all. But for the community, please make sure that you are learning more about these candidates so you can make an informed decision. I would like to make a motion to approve our agenda this evening. Can I have a second?
Second.
All right, let's go ahead, and all those in favor for our agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? All right, we have an agenda. I'm going to make a motion to approve our consent items. Let me read those really fast. We have the approval of the regular session minutes from December 15th, the approval of the check register for January 2022, the approval of the new mileage reimbursement rate. 4.04 is the approval of the 2022 MSBA full maintenance service agreement. 4.05, the obsolescence of technology equipment. 4.06, the approval of Missouri Capital Asset Advantage Treasury. And then 4.07, we have the second reading and approval of these three policies. Support staff leaves, school board elections, and another one on school board elections. So I make a motion to approve our consent items. Can I have a second?
Second.
Would anybody like to pull any of these out to vote on them separately? Or any questions about any of these? All right, all those in favor of approving our consent items, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? All right, we have our consent items. Next, Dr. Strieski and Dr. Hopper again, the approval of early childhood center tuition rates. Do you have anything else that you wanted to say about that, Dr. Strieski?
No, I do not. Everything I shared was in there, and then also the non-resident rates are also included in that.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody had an opportunity to look at those. Are there any other questions regarding specifically the rates that were presented to us for residents and non-residents? Okay, I'm going to make a motion to approve 5.01, the early childhood tuition rates. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, any questions, comments? All right, all those in favor of 5.01, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed? All right, that has passed. Next, we have public comments on any of the posted agenda items. Do we have anybody present that would like to make any public comments? Mr. Walker, if you would please make your way to the microphone and please introduce yourself and where you're from.
I'm here too.
Okay, thank you.
Eddie Walker, 120 Patricia Hill Drive. Couple things I wanted to touch on. I seen the agenda item and I know it was on the last agenda is the public comment section. And I see that the only change that I seen was the time limit. And I hope the board goes back and looks at opening public comment up to public comment, not just on what is on the agenda. You know, I serve on a board, we open it up and I can tell you it's maybe one person. So it's, I mean, as much as people think it's gonna take forever to get through them, it's not. So I hope the board looks at that again after you approve the time change tonight. The second thing I want to touch on is I know Dr. Lowe is working on budget.
Yes.
And I've talked to Mr. Hamilton about this before. A frustration of not only mine, but other parents, is we don't have a quote unquote bookstore where you can buy Hawks gear, you can buy a baseball, a softball, a soccer, a cross country. That all falls on the coach of that season. And it's only once. So if you miss it, or your kid grows, you're done until next year. So I'd like the board to look at adding a budget item into the athletics department. Being able to add, you know, the ability to keep some shirts for every sport, non-sport, club. I'm not looking for $25,000 of shirts, but I think you would be pleasantly surprised of how much the faithful families of this district spend. And trust me, I know. But, you know, I heard it last night, and that's the only reason I'm bringing it up tonight, is I was collecting my baseball gear.
Yeah.
And I had a parent go, well, where did you get to order that from? And I said, well, we ordered it, you know, for the team and sent out through Insta-Team. But they have a softball daughter, and for 2 years, they haven't been able to order shirts because, and I talked to Adam, it's just not knowing how that process works on a brand new coach.
Yeah.
You know, we're lucky to have Thomas that's been around for a while. So I'd like to see that in the budget. Like I said, I'm not looking for a big dollar amount, but I think it's something that would boost morale. I mean, you have young kids that play sports. I'm sure they want a Hawks baseball shirt that they had the option to add in, you know, softball, cross country.
Yeah.
So that's all I have, and I appreciate everything you guys do.
Okay. Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate the comment. You would go ahead and come up and
Thanks, Phil.
and say your address as well.
My name is Sarah Yates. I'm at 332 Wednesday Avenue. So this message is for all the taxpayers, parents, and students. In case the Valley Park taxpayers aren't aware, our elected school board officials have been abdicating their COVID voting rights for almost 2 years by handing over all the decision-making to the superintendent. I don't know about you, but I voted for school board members to represent us, not a superintendent whose loyalty is to the teachers union. Each time I've emailed Superintendent Dilge, wanting to know when the school board would be getting their voting rights back, he avoided the question. In November, a Cole County judge ruled that the schools do not have the authority to make COVID medical decisions regarding students. I've shared that information with the superintendent and the school board. Again, we still have masks. 8 days
Yeah.
later, the Missouri Attorney General served a cease and desist order directly to our school, to Dilge, demanding immediate removal of the masks and quarantine measures. We still have masks. Now we're in a lawsuit because of this, because our school board voted 6-1 last month to keep these masks. I don't know about you, but I have grave concerns about our school board's ability to follow the law. I guess, to say the least, I'm extremely disappointed in how everything has happened here. Anyway, if you want to mask your children, I feel that that's your right for you to do what's best for them. As a parent, I deserve a choice too, even if it differs from your parenting. As a reminder, the elections do come up in April. Please make your decision wisely. Ensure you choose candidates that support the taxpayers and students and empower parents to make decisions for their children, including masking. The school board quit listening to the parents when they abdicated their voting rights in March of 2020. It is time for us, the parents, to make some changes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
All right, I'm going to make a motion to adjourn to executive session. Can I have a second? Second. All right, people begin with you.
Aye.
Adam?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
Faye?
Aye.
Nicole?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. All right, meeting is adjourned to executive session. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good evening.
You all that are running for the board.